Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here and welcome back to my channel. Now I've made two cards today using some club kits from Spellbinders. I'm using the Glimmer Hot Foil kit of the month and the embossing folder kit. Well, it's actually just the embossing folder. The embossing folder is called Radiant Burst. So here is that embossing folder. This is a large embossing folder, so I will be making a slimline card with that. And then we have the Glimmer Hot Foil kit, and that one is called the Glimmer Burst. And then you're also going to be getting the Prism foil roll with that. So you've got some sentiments, some die cuts, and the background piece. So I have an A2 size cardstock, piece of cardstock here, and I've marked the center, which is 2 1/8 inch, and I'm going to tape this in place. So I want this foiled background to be on both sides. You could also just kind of do this halfway, which would be really, really cute too. But I'm going to be doing some like rainbow ink blending, and so I wanted this to go over the whole back panel. I'm going to be using my favorite foil, which is the Aura foil. So I have this taped down with a hinge. I'm just going to add my foil to this. I already have my Glimmer Hot Foil machine heating up. And I'm going to put this in place, trim off that excess foil, put this onto the Glimmer Hot Foil machine because it should be nice and heated up. Then I'm going to press the little button. It's going to blink for about a minute. When it's done blinking, then I'm going to take this out of the docking station and run that through my die cut machine, nice and slow. So I've done all that. Now I'm going to gently remove the foil, and now I've got this great foiled image. Now I kept the hinge on there because if I didn't get a great foiled image, I could add more foil and just put that glimmer plate back down in place and foil again. So now I'm going to line this up on the other side, but this time I have to put my hinge off the side because I don't want to stick my tape to my already existing foil because it can remove that. And I am using a low tack tape for this as well. So I'm going to add my little hinge up here at the top, and then again add more of that Aura foil, and then do the exact same thing. Put it on my Glimmer Hot Foil machine, push the button. When it's done blinking, pull it out of the docking station, put my plates and shims on top, and then run that through my die cut machine. Super, super simple. I'm using 120 pound cardstock for my background here. The sentiments, I will be using the Glimmer Specialty cardstock from Spellbinders. The 120 pound cardstock I'm using is from Simon Says Stamp. Now I do have everything listed and linked below for you guys, so if you need that, just go ahead and click on that. I do have some affiliate links and it costs you nothing extra to use them, so thank you very, very much. Okay, so I'm going to trim off the excess foil again, put it on there, and we're going to get this beautiful foiled background. And like I said, I'm going to be doing some ink blending. I'm doing the same ink blending for both cards, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do the same ink blending, but you're going to have different effects because one is foiled and one is using an embossing folder. So I thought that would be a lot of fun to do. So there is that fantastic background, you guys. Really super easy to do. Okay, so now here's the sentiments. Now I die cut with that smaller circle from the Glimmer kit. I die cut that again from that specialty cardstock. I'm making a hinge and then putting in my little scrap pieces of Aura foil and running it through on the Glimmer machine, and then running it through my die cut machine exactly the same. So that's blinking. When it's done blinking, then I'll put it through my machine. Let's peel this back. We've got some great foiled images. This one down here has a little bit, didn't get foiled all the way at the bottom on the word birthday. So because I have it on a hinge, I'm just gonna pop my foil back on, put it back down, and do it one more time. Now we've got a great foiled image. Super, super simple. And the Glimmer Specialty Cardstock really does take foiling really easy. Okay, so let's do our blending. I've got the Waffle Flower Stencil Mat. This is kind of like my new favorite thing. I use it for inking all the time, and as you can see, it's nice and stained up, but I think that just means because I've used it. And I'm coming in with Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated Inks because I am in love with these too, and they blend so fun and so nice. So the first color, actually the first color I'm going to change, and I'm going to use the rose color. So the first color is not rose yet. I'll show you in a minute. The second color is Peachy, then Lemonade, then I will do Sprout, Marine, and Carnation. So I'm doing a rainbow but I wanted to go with lighter colors. So when I get around to doing my last color of Carnation, when I had it next to my first color, which I can't even remember what I used, it was too close together and you could not tell there was a difference. It just looked like one pink blob on that side of the cardstock, which was not what I was going for. So I'm going to come in with Rose and go back over that. But this is the Marine, and I'm kind of letting it overlap just a little bit. And I really didn't measure this, you guys. I just kind of eyeballed because that's what I do. But obviously you could measure this out into 6 different sections and it would be fantastic. So here I am testing out my colors, and I'm realizing as I'm putting this on here, okay, you cannot tell really the difference between those two. So I think I came back in and even tried to make this Carnation a little bit darker, and it just didn't work. So I brought in Rose, which is 1 step darker, I think, than the color I used before. And when I first put it down, I was like, oh no, it's too dark. But I just kind of wiped my brush off and then just blended it out more. And once everything soaked in, it turned out perfect and it is beautiful. So that's the color I went with, is Rose. I'm going to gently wipe off with a rag to get the ink off of the foil. Now I have my Slimline Card base, which I trimmed down to 8 1/4 by 3 1/4. I'm centering that in my embossing folder because I want that circle right in the center, and then I'm going to run that through my Platinum die cut machine. And I actually ran this through the larger Platinum, not the Platinum 6. And now I've got this great background, and we're going to do the same ink blending on this, except for I'm going to have smaller sections, so we're going to have the rainbow twice. So I'm actually just going to start with Rose since I ended with Rose on the other one. So I'm going to go through the colors again for you guys. There's Rose, Peachy, Lemonade, Sprout, Marine, and Carnation. So 6 colors, and I'm just going to go around. I'm not worried about the centers being nice because we're going to cover those up. So don't panic when you see that I'm not doing anything in the center. No one's even going to see that. I love how these turned out. You know, it's springtime. We're getting rain. We're getting rainbows. It's bright. It's colorful. And I just have really kind of been into the super colorful cards lately. Holy cow, that was a tongue twister. Okay, so I'm starting back over with that Rose and coming around again. With this ink blending, I'm using Simon Says Stamp small blender brushes. I think I'm really addicted to small blender brushes. Unless I have to do like a really large area, I just really love them. I feel like I just have so much more control. So that's just kind of what I've been up to, is with the blending brushes, is the little ones. They are my favorite. Okay, now I'm going to finish off with the Carnation. And then I've decided I'm going to spritz this with my Distress Sprayer and add a little bit of, I don't know, a little interest to the background, and then just tap that off with a dry rag. I'm going to trim down my glimmered background, and so this will be about a quarter of an inch on all sides. I think I'm trying to talk too fast, you guys. Okay, so now we've got those little sunburst looking circles, and I'm die cutting that from Gold Touch cardstock for each one. So I'm going to do that twice. And then let's get these glued together. I will add the white to the Gold Touch, and I like having that glitter cardstock behind it. It is so pretty, but you could do any color and that would be a lot of fun. I'm adhering this to my white A2 size card base. I'm popping the center up with some foam tape. Then we're going to come in, I'm going to come in with some Gold Fever confetti because that is one of my favorite things ever. And it matches the Aura foil perfectly because they're both iridescent, and I just really love that. It adds like extra interest to me. You just get a little extra surprise as you're moving your card around. I'm using my, I think this is the Crystal Katana. I have it listed below. I think this is the Crystal Katana tool that I'm using. I love it, and it is pretty fantastic. It does not really leave residue on anything, and it picks up stuff so nice. And then the other end has like a little pointy tool to kind of move things around. Super fantastic. I've got my Barely Art glue and just adhering down my little sequins, and then this card is going to be finished, and I just love it. And it's so super simple, but look at how pretty that is. And I just love those little bursts of glimmer foil. Okay, let's finish up the Slimline card. Now, a Slimline card measures 8 1/2 by 3 1/2, and that would be the card base. And then remember, I trimmed my card panel down to 8 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we have a 1/4 of an inch all the way around of a white mat with the background. So I'm going to center that and adhere it. And the paper did get a little bit warped going through the embossing with the embossing folder, but as soon as you glue it down, everything's perfectly fine. And I popped this up with foam tape just like the other card, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I will do the sequence a little bit different because it's a different shaped card, but I love how doing the same technique but with the two different backgrounds with foil or the embossing folder really does give it a completely different look. So that was kind of fun to make these. Super simple to make, but really a lot of fun. And then this card is finished. So if you guys like what you've seen, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, hit all so you don't miss a video, share with your crafty friends, definitely comment because I like chatting with you, and thumbs up if you like it. Thank you guys so very much. I appreciate all of your support, and I will be back soon with another video. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.